My wife and I are completely shaken right now. This feels like something out of a movie, but it's happening to us in real life. Last night, just after 6, my wife and I were in the kitchen making dinner when our 6-year-old son Kyle walked in from the back patio. He had a folded piece of paper in his hand and an odd expression on his face. Normally, this wouldn't catch my attention. Kyle is always drawing, reading, or writing, but he'd just been outside hitting baseballs off the tee. There was no reason he should have been holding a note. Kyle is the kind of kid who wears his emotions on his sleeve. When I asked to see the paper, I could tell he didn't want to hand it over. He gave me that familiar I'm in trouble look. I insisted, and after a moment, he reluctantly passed it to me. This is what it said. Dear Kyle, I know this note might seem spooky. Your dad will think it's kooky, but adults don't understand how friendships expand when kids just get to be kids. And you've become such a great kid, Kyle. You're growing as fast as a weed. Last night off the tee you nailed it for 3, and your team grabbed a 2-run lead. Yes, I've been watching for a while, it's true. I think we'd be the best of friends. You're a kid through and through, and I'm one too, even if only pretend. The problem, I fear, is your parents. One is uptight, the other polite, pure, devout, and church-going throughout. I have an idea for how we could meet up together. Tomorrow at 3, you can come visit me at the address attached to this letter. But please, pretty please, don't tell your dad. Your mom and he won't understand. Just come by yourself. I'll dress as an elf, and maybe we'll even hold hands. Would you like that? We'll have, oh, so much fun. So I'll see you at 3 by the sycamore tree, where our 2 kindred souls become one. At the bottom of the page was an address. 3 Orange Circle. Right away, I knew this wasn't a joke. My wife, Carrie, leads the youth group at our church, and Kyle had just played in a t-ball game the night before. Orange Circle is just 1 street over from us, and Lot 3 is the corner house in the cul-de-sac, a vacant property with a large sycamore tree in the backyard. Was this person really at Kyle's game? What might have happened if I hadn't seen the note in his hand? I called for my wife, and when she read the letter, she lost it. She grabbed the phone to call the police immediately. I turned the note over and noticed more writing on the back. At first, I couldn't read it. It was written backwards. Holding it up to a mirror, I made out the chilling words. And now if your dad's reading this, it's time to tell him a story. If your mom flaps her hole, or your dad tells a soul, things might just get quite gory. On July 10th, 1995, a woman named Carrie went missing. Unlike you or me, Carrie wasn't careful, you see, about who she'd been kissing. I kept her a while, but eventually she wasn't enough for my thrill. I threw her away, but to my dismay, the hunger I felt lingers still. I tried to bury it deep inside, but lately it seems I see Kyle in my dreams, and that hunger just won't abate. Now that you know what I can do, if even one word is said, there'll be more children dead, and Carrie will get a new friend. The police arrived about 30 minutes later. After reading the note, they told us to lock all doors and stay inside for the night. Knowing that someone had been in our fenced backyard made me feel sick and furious at myself for not installing the security camera I got for Christmas. Thankfully, nothing happened overnight. This morning, I got a call from the detective assigned to our case. He reviewed missing persons records from 1995 and found something. On July 10th, 1995, Carrie Brown disappeared, just as the letter described. Her last known sighting was at a 24-hour gym where she'd told a friend she was getting ready for a second date with someone new. She was never seen again, and the man she'd been dating was never identified. And here's the worst part. Suzanne's address was 3 Orange Circle. I'm supposed to meet with the detective later today. What should we do?